Okay, this video is about creating Google Forms to use in your classroom. So first you'll need to sign into your Google Drive, and then you click this New button, hover on the More, and take you to Google Forms. I think Google Forms are a really useful tool for the classroom because they can be used for a variety of purposes. You could use these for an interactive quiz or a class poll. You could also use these to collect data for a math lesson or for a science lesson. And because it exports to a spreadsheet, which I'll show you at the end, you can use it to teach spreadsheet skills. It's also very user-friendly, so teachers and students will be able to figure out how to use it very quickly. Something else you could do with this is send a form to parents to collect data or information, maybe like your student information form. So there's some examples for you. To start off with, you type in the title of your survey. For example, we'll do this survey about class pets. And right here, it already has the first question for you. So I'll type it in. How many pets do you have? Here on the right, you can select what type of question you would like it to be. And here's where you put in the response choices. To navigate between options, you just push enter. You can also add another option where students could type in their own response. To make the question required, you click on this required button. Here's also where you could delete the question or duplicate it, and these three dots have some settings for you. To add an additional question, you click the plus sign on the right-hand side. This is also where you can add some options to your question, like embedding an image or a video, adding an additional section. Up here at the top, if you click on this color wheel, you can change the color of your form. This is where you can change what it's titled in your Google Drive. The reason why this is so useful is because of the way that it collects responses. So to send the information, maybe in an email to parents, you'd click the send button. You can type in email addresses and a message. You could also click on this to get a link that you could send to people. Or you could get an embed code, maybe to embed it on your class website. If you click on this little wheel, there's some specific settings, like allowing students to submit more than one response, or typing in an answer, or like, hey, thanks for taking my survey, that they'll see on the confirmation page. If you click on this little eye, it opens up a preview of your form. You can also have people take your form directly from this preview. So for example, you could pull up this preview maybe on your Promethean board, and students come up and submit their responses. You just click it, click submit, and the response has been submitted. So let me show you how to use the response data on another form that I already created. I had 20 students take this survey, and it shows you right here how many respondents have taken the survey. You just click on responses, and it brings up the information. If we click on summary, it will show you a summary of all the information that we've collected from our survey. So for example, 15% of our class has 0 pets. You hover directly on the wheel, it tells you 3 people. 7 people have 1 pet, that's 35%, and so on. What's useful about this is if the responses don't directly go into a graph, maybe if they're short answer responses, it's not going to make a graph for you, it will list those responses. But you can also see individual responses. So if you had a question where students could type in their name, you could use this to score them. You could scroll through and see what each respondent put. Another thing you can do with the responses is you can view the responses in a spreadsheet by clicking this green button right here. And it opens up a spreadsheet for you of the responses. You can manipulate the data from here. You can find totals, you can find averages, etc., all the spreadsheet functions. So this is something you could also teach your students how to do if you are helping them navigate spreadsheets. And that's a little bit about how to use Google Forms.